So excited everyone is here. So welcome everyone from all the corners of the US. I'm not sure, we might have some international peeps showing up. Please pop that in the chat. We'd love to know who has virtually traveled the farthest with us this evening. So I just want to welcome everyone to our emotional and mental well-being class. And as we come into this, you guys have all had probably busy days, whether it's physically busy or mentally busy. But what I would love to do is we're just going to click over to the next slide. And before we get started, we are actually going to just take a moment to take a nice deep breath. So if everybody could just take a nice deep breath with us. Yay, Canada. Awesome. So really quick, my name is Shannon Belfaust, and our presenters today are amazing. Karina Barris, Carrie Ramirez, Aaliyah, Heather. We have just put together a beautiful webinar for you guys today. So, but let's go ahead and take a few moments of breathing. So I'm going to just, for the next 2 minutes, I really am going to invite you guys to let everything go that's happened already today. So take a nice deep breath there. I'm going to invite you to just ground and center with another deep breath. So just the act of taking a few deep conscious breaths is a really great way to reduce anxiousness, which is our topic for today. So on this next inhale, I'm going to invite you to relax any tension you may be holding in your forehead, your shoulders, maybe even your jaw. Let that all melt away. I'm going to invite you to allow anything that's happened throughout the day just to fade into the past. Let it fade into where it needs to go. We don't need to bring it into our learning opportunity today. And then on your next deep breath, I'm going to invite you to not worry about what you have to do after the class. I promise it'll be there. Take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. So I want to thank everybody for doing that with me. I want to thank you for coming into presence. We have so much juicy goodness and we want to honor your time. So we are going to run through it pretty quick, but that's why Aaliyah did that beautiful handout. And I do believe, are we recording? Yeah, we're recording. So everybody will get the recording as well. So all the information is at your fingertips. So I am going to actually invite Aaliyah to share some goodies, what she has prepared for all of you guys today. Next slide, please.
All right, so here I'm going to paste the handout in there as well. So this guide I've really created to be pretty thorough with different resources that we have, because resting and managing stress does absolute wonders for all kinds of topics of wellness. And so there's foundational habits that support whole body and mind, talking about eating right, movement is amazing, favorite doTERRA oils, how they work, top sleep and stress management tips and recipes, and then daily routine examples. So definitely invite you to go check out the daily routine examples at the end in case you feel overwhelmed by chance. Those are really good tactical ways to actually incorporate what we're talking about. So definitely check out the handout.
Awesome. Okay, so I have the privilege of starting us off. So using essential oils for emotional benefit. Whether you're new to essential oils or if you've been using them for years, the topic of emotional aromatherapy is both fascinating and really applicable in everyday life. So yes, essential oils are amazing for cleaning and for cooking, maintaining good health and promoting our overall well-being. They're just beautiful, multifaceted tools. And if you haven't tried to use them to manage your emotions, you're in for a treat, because we've got some really good juicy stuff for you. Today, I would like to talk about the power essential oils have when it comes to managing mood, as well as why you would actually want to use them for emotional benefit as well. When we feel overwhelmed, when we're dealing with emotions of grief or sadness, if we need to be energized or motivated, or maybe we need some calming and just some peace. When we're looking for those feelings and for those emotions, essential oils can really, really help. So we're going to just jump to the next slide, and we're going to talk. This is not new, okay? This is not a new fad. Essential oils have been used for centuries. The idea of aromatherapy is not a new fad or a new trend. In ancient civilizations like China, Greece, Rome, even India, people recognized the power that essential oils had to influence human emotion, and often used essential oils for religious ceremonies, for rituals, specifically for this very reason. So grabbing your essential oils right before our little breathing exercise should have just, relaxed you, invigorated you, helped you focus your attention. Whatever oil you used probably hooked you up in one of those categories, maybe even one or two, especially adaptive. So it took many years for scientists to actually realize the benefits of essential oils for emotions, and it wasn't until the 1990s where substantial research helped biologists actually prove the proof that essential oils and aromatic compounds found in nature, unadulterated by chemicals, will actually support the mood. So pretty exciting. And of course, the ancient Greece and Romans, they knew this already. So it took a few years for science to catch up, but it officially has. I'm happy to bring that to you. So with the next slide, we're going to go ahead and talk about the science behind emotional aromatherapy. As you may know, each essential oil has its own unique chemical makeup. The chemical design of an essential oil determines what it's useful for. Some chemical elements make an essential oil useful for cleaning, while others make that oil beneficial for the skin. The list goes on and on. Again, multifaceted tools for everyday life. At this point, I don't even know how people live without having a well-stocked essential oil cabinet. When it comes to aromatherapy, essential oils can be used to create specific emotional responses depending on the same chemical makeup. When an essential oil is inhaled, it travels through the nose and is processed by the portion of the brain that is responsible for controlling our sense of smell. From there, aromatic pathways connect the scent to the part of our brain where memories and experiences are actually stored. As the aroma travels through these aromatic pathways, memories are triggered, giving us those emotional responses. Because everyone has different memories and life experience, each of us will have different responses when using essential oils for managing those moods and emotions. No two people are going to have the same response to an oil, but if the correct oils are used, it's easy to manage our mood using the aroma of essential oils. So why use essential oils with the mood? We're going to jump into the next slide. And especially now, I feel like things are a little more stressful, right? But in our ever stressful, ever changing world, there are many sources that can be used to manage emotions. And we're actually going to go over a handful of these, not just the essential oils. So like I said, so much good stuff for you guys today. But with essential oils specifically, why should you use them? First, the biggest reason is to use essential oils for mood management is that they are natural, they are safe, and they won't cause harmful problems. Now, I say that specifically to doTERRA. a lot of essential oils out on the market today are mostly chemical, synthetic, perfume, fragrances that have been created in a lab. And you guys, those can actually be neurotoxic. So, you know, doTERRA has this pursue what's pure. They do that, and we should too, and they do just a beautiful job. So we do want to make sure that we are using pure, natural, safe essential oils. And just looking at the way that doTERRA actually sources their oils, to the way they test their oils, that is their #1 goal, is to provide us with safe and pure oils for our moods and for everything else that we're looking to use essential oils for. Essential oils provide a great way to quickly alter our mood. It happens very fast. Our sense of smell reacts in our chemical, the chemical constituents in essential oils shift our moods and our emotions very quickly, which is really nice. In many cases, you can start feeling the calming, soothing, uplifting effects of an essential oil from the moment you actually open the bottle. Lastly, oils prove their user with convenient way to manage their mood nearly any time of the day in any location. The bottles aren't too big, and you can always even downsize for on the go if you feel like you need some smaller bottles of oils. So super convenient, very fast. While there are other healthy ways to manage our emotions, speaking with friends, reaching out to a counselor, doing physical activities. We're going to talk about how nutrition will play a part in that. Even, you know, a vacation, which I'm hoping we all get a little outside vacation from our home soon. These options aren't always practical, and not necessarily will be able to shift the mood in that moment, where essential oils are able to do so. So next slide is how to use essential oils to manage emotions. So there's a little history, a little science behind it for you. We could actually dive into each of those with essential oils for hours. But with those two kind of behind us, let's talk about the 3 best ways to use essential oils. So aromatically, that is literally just opening the bottle and giving it a whiff, taking a few drops on the hand, cupping over the nose. Diffusers are fantastic to get essential oils into the room and to really shift the mood and the energy of an entire household. Karina's going to dive into that later. Yay! Topically. A lot of times topically, you know, for mood management, pulse points are really, really wonderful. Behind the ears, sometimes I actually will even put it in my hair, and not so much a topical application as an aromatic application, but it does definitely help. And then of course we use essential oils topically for a lot of body issues, right? So for our, you know, we want to soothe a sore muscle, getting that deep blue on that muscle, you know, so utilizing it topically is wonderful. And internally, everything we also take internally will shift and affect our bodies, and essential oils are very powerful tools to manage everyday wellness. Internally as well as our emotions. Like I said, Aaliyah has a lot to say on that, which I'm excited to hear. So without further ado, I am actually going to go ahead and invite Aaliyah to share with us her goodness with the next slide.
All right, thank you, Shannon. So for me, I can't talk about mental and emotional well-being without talking about foundational nutrition. This is huge because gut health is huge. So that's going to be on the next slide. But basically, my philosophy on food, because I know there's a million diets out there and I don't want to get caught up in that, but the summary is eat more whole food and eat less processed food. So that's really what we can kind of summarize it down to. And we don't have to be perfect at this. There's actually a study done, and it only takes 2 days for our body to shift when we start eating more whole food. So 2 days, that's super encouraging for me. And so here's some specific ideas here. There's some specific mood boosting nutrients here that you can take a look at, but all of this is in the handout as well. So I just wanted to give you a quick snapshot into this. We're not going to go too much more into detail, but we can go ahead to the next slide. All right, so talking about foundational nutrition, we can eat all the salads in the world that we want to, but the fact is we're not getting the nutrients we need from our food because of our farming practices. We're all super busy. It's hard to get those nutrients in. So doTERRA's lifelong vitality supplements, which are these three here, are absolutely phenomenal for covering that foundation of nutrition. So this is super helpful, especially when we're talking about gut health, inflammation, and mood support, which are all three related. So if you have not tried these before, I highly recommend it. If you, for some reason, don't like them, you can return the empty bottles and get your money back. So definitely invite you to give these a try. All right, next slide, please. And then the gut health. So this is intrinsically related to our mental health and vice versa. So I'm not going to go into all of the specifics here, but this is kind of just a snapshot of how these things are related. If we have a healthy gut, we're going to have a healthy central nervous system function. If we have an abnormal gut function, we're going to have alterations in behavior, cognition, emotion, and nociception. So just wanted to put this in here that gut health is absolutely paramount to our mental and emotional health. And that my handout goes into some ideas about how to support gut health too. All right, next slide. And so if you're like, wait, what did she just talk about? What were the things that I can eat or not eat? This is why I've created a complete food guide. It's like 20 pages full of my food philosophies, shopping lists, meal prepping 101, and my favorite recipes. So I highly recommend, this is linked in the handout too. So this is a resource that I highly recommend checking out. It's free, and it's going to really help to get that foundational nutrition in and support our gut health, which is really the most effective way to support our mental and emotional health. All right, turning it over to the next presenter, Karina, I think, or Shannon.
Nope, I'm gonna steal it for a few more minutes before we turn it over to
Perfect.
Karina. Okay, so I am going to talk about this a very specific emotional aromatherapy system. Because essential oils really provide such a powerful way to influence emotion, doTERRA created this system with essential oils designed to target specific emotions. Each essential oil blend in the emotional aromatherapy system uses very specific plant extracts and because of their chemical constituents, those essential oils, to help promote those feelings of motivation, happiness, peace, all of that sort of stuff. So with the next slide, we're going to look at exactly what these oils are blended with. So if you notice where the bottles sit, so let's look at that very top essential oil. That is Motivate, and it's actually between the mints and the citruses, because Motivate is actually blended with those two specific types of essential oils. So mints and citruses are the oils in that blend. And this wheel makes it really easy to kind of navigate some emotions. And let's say you're feeling insecure, which is on the mint side. And let's say you're feeling a little bit maybe discouraged and distressed. Okay. You want to reach for that Motivate because, sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that siren in the background. I hope not too bad. So the insecure, feelings, maybe that gloomy or distressed feelings, Motivate is really going to help you pull you out of those specific emotions. Now, if we tick a little bit to the right, and we're going to look at the Cheer bottle, and that one's actually between the citrus essential oils and the spices. So let's say you are feeling a little gloomy, a little distressed. This happens for me when we have 4 or 5 days of fog. I love my sunny days. And I do get a little somber, right? Maybe you're feeling a little bored right now, pent up in our homes, right? Cheer is going to be that very specific blend that's going to help pull you out of that particular mood. So I know I chatted a little bit about these two, but I'm going to kind of go into a little bit deeper detail into a handful of the others in the next slide. So passion is the inspiring blend. My daughter loves this blend, you guys. It really kind of almost smells like candy. Like it has this spicy yet sweet aroma. And when she is not feeling like doing her homework, if she is feeling we actually will start diffusing some passion. And I do like to put a little bit of vetiver in the diffuser as well with the passion. So this is warming, very rejuvenating aroma. This blend is designed to help reignite enthusiasm, right? So I want her to, even though she's not always going to be enthusiastic about doing homework or schoolwork right now, it'll definitely kind of put a little more pep in her step, if you will. So it really does help kind of dispel boredom, and even disinterest. So if you need a little passion to spice up your day, the passion blend is a really great one. So that one's just how we actually use passion in our home quite often. The next one is forgive. And I have a little bit of a special relationship with this one. I'll tell you in a second. So when you're feeling feelings of guilt, maybe betrayal, negativity, or maybe even anger, I know there's a handful of anger going on right now with a number of different things in our communities. And if it feels like those are kind of starting to consume you, it's a really good opportunity to grab some of the forgive. It really can help us find a little more peace in our everyday life. If feelings like this seem to be taking over your life, the forgive is going to really help balance these emotions, providing renewal and relief. Okay, so I was actually really, really, really upset with a very dear friend of mine, and it was a silly little snag that happens every once in a while when miscommunication is had. And we were chatting on the phone and some texts followed up. And this was a while ago. And, you know, I knew I needed to just forgive her and forgive myself in order for us to really kind of keep the relationship going. So I think that happens to all of us every once in a while, right? So I grabbed my forgive. I actually like to rub it on my base, the base of my spine and over my heart. So really, really good, beautiful blend there. The next essential oil is Console. Console, so this is a great oil to reach for when you're in need of an extra dose of comfort. Okay, Console Comforting Blend uses gentle floral and tree essential oils. So this is flowers and trees, little earthy, little floral notes with this one. Beautiful, beautiful blend. Yes, you can get them in a bundle. I can see some of the comments. This will renew your hope and dispel some of those heavy feelings of sadness, especially when maybe your emotional strength is just feeling a little fragile. So Console is definitely a beautiful blend. I had another dear friend of mine pass unexpectedly a few years ago, and Console, they had just released this beautiful kit, and I got the whole kit, and I used Console, Peace, and Forgive quite often. I was angry that I lost my friend unexpectedly, and I needed a lot of console and I needed a lot of peace in my life, and these three really kind of ended up being a little bit of a trio savior for myself. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. So the next oil I just hinted at was Peace. So this is really an amazing blend to reach for when you're feeling maybe fearful, anxious, if you're feeling distressed, especially if some of those things are all consuming. This particular blend is really designed to counteract a lot of those negative feelings of discontent and worry, especially for those days when you need that reassurance and that stability. It's a beautiful, beautiful blend. And like I said, I used this one as well as Console and the Forgive quite often to help me, just work through the loss of my dear friend. So Now the next slide, this is the emotional aromatherapy collection, the touch line. These essential oils, you can purchase them individually, you can purchase them as a kit, and they come two ways. So if we bounce back to the other slide really fast. Thank you so much. So this is the 5 milliliter bottles. You can get them individually or as a kit. And these are very, very concentrated, you guys, very strong. I really like to load my diffusers up quite a bit. I am not afraid of putting like 8 to 12 drops of oils in my diffuser. And these guys, I need 3 or 4. They're very, very rich, beautiful oils, so I definitely don't use a ton of them. Now the next slide, this is the touch line. So these are beautiful because these are pre-diluted with some fractionated coconut oil. So these are a little harder to get into your diffuser, but these are super fantastic to utilize topically. I loved them, especially over the heart, right? When the heart is just in that space of needing a little love, whether you need to motivate and get through maybe a tough conversation, or maybe, you know, some console because you're working through some of those feelings of fear or what have you. So the rollers are fantastic. The 5 milliliter bottles are fantastic. It just kind of depends on what you need, and doTERRA really wants to make sure that we have what we need all the time. So we have lots of choices. And again, whether it's the touch line in these 10 milliliter bottles, or whether it's the 5 mil, you can purchase them individually, you guys, or you can purchase them as a kit, and you do get a little bit of a discount with the kits. So yeah. Now with the next slide, I'm actually going to invite the amazing Carrie Ramirez. This is these are the grandfather. These are the pillars of our emotional aromatherapy. These were before the kit that I just talked about, and these are still my 4 absolute favorites. So beautiful, Carrie, will you share about all the goodness these have for us?
Absolutely. I was going to actually say what you just said, that Shannon mentioned that the ones that she mentioned, the collection she was going over, the emotional aromatherapy, it still feels to me like, oh, that new kit. But you're just mentioning like, yeah, it's actually been years, but the 4, I love that you say that, the granddaddies, the grandmamas, these were the original, these were the ones when I started that absolutely 100% saved me in more than 1 or 2 ways. So this is the pillar that we talk about. So it's what you're looking at is kind of like a diagram, right? Shannon showed us the wheel where you're looking, is it, you know, what type, like, is it mint, is it tree? And then the emotions with that, it was kind of more of a detail than what we had here. So it's always great to just kind of go inside and see, what are you feeling? What's going on for you? When my kids were little, we had this sheet, and now they're emojis. That it was like all the different kind of sad, really sad, happy, joyful. And they got to go over and point on the wall, which I thought was the most brilliant thing. And it helped so much. Like, I loved it too. Like, I could identify my emotion. So I feel like as adults, we need that as well, right? So if there's times you're feeling fatigued and apathetic, reach for citrus bliss. And I'll talk a little bit more in detail about each one, but the main things that citrus bliss offers, if you're checking in with yourself and you're feeling stressed, unmotivated, right? That could be going on right now. You're discouraged. Applying citrus bliss, putting a drop, inhaling it, can help you feel invigorated and motivated and energized, right? It is the invigorating blend. Say you're feeling apathetic and stressed, you're going to go for elevation. So it is the joyful blend. So if you're hopeless, withdrawn, feeling some despair, right? It will help you feel inspired, encouraged, and uplifted. So what if you're feeling upset, like things are just not right? You're just not in your alignment. You're not in yourself, right? And you're feeling that stress. Then you're going to reach out for your balance. And balance is when you're tense, worried, you're angry. It is called the grounding blend, right? So it helps you to feel grounded, reassured, consoling. It's really giving you that peaceful feeling. And then fatigued and upset is serenity. It's like each one, I feel like the smiles are bigger and bigger. Like if you had to have me choose, forget about it. But fatigued and again, upset, not in your alignment, serenity. And that's the restful blend. So if you're feeling sad or just impatient, upset, it helps you feel calm, reassured, and it's consoling. So let's go a little bit more into detail about them. So citrus bliss, again, motivated, energized, uplifting. It's the invigorating blend. And these are the oils: wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, tangerine, bergamot, clementine. So all these beautiful citruses, like just thinking about it, it's like up, 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 up. And then the vanilla bean, absolute, like what a balance. I say parents love it. Adults love it. You don't have to be a parent. Kids really love it. Kids don't remember creamsicles, but that's a lot of adults will say that, like, oh my gosh, it reminds me of a creamsicle. So you can kind of get that nostalgic feeling with citrus bliss. Wonderful for your diffuser. Put it on your pulse points, behind your neck, your ears, all over. Super good. All right, our next one is the wonderful balance. Again, all the wood oils for centering, balancing, meditation, prayer. It is one to put on the bottoms of your feet for sure, on your ankles when you're really wanting that time to be grounded, to be rooted. So it has whole wood and spruce and frankincense and blue tansy and blue chamomile and osmanthus. So I'm going to say, yeah. Okay, I'll go back to that. I'm going to say one tip with balance. I said, like, put it on the bottom of your feet, and it's one I do like to put before I even get out of bed. If you're doing that, make sure and put some socks on, because it does have a little bit of fractionated coconut oil in it. So we found that out one time, and some of you were on the call, that we used it for yoga. Of course, amazing for yoga, right? We were all in this room. It was super, super hot, and we're on our mats, and we went around and put it on the bottom of everyone's feet that, you know, wanted it. It was open. And so we're doing downward dog, and everyone's it's kind of slipping. So we're like, oh yeah, let's make sure that we put it on the tops of the ankles. But yes, Leah had such a great point. I don't know if someone else put it in there. I just caught that you put it on there. So we do want to be careful with all of those citrus oils that we've mentioned in Citrus Bliss for going outside, having areas that you're out in the sun. Definitely, you're not going to want to put all of your skin and just lie out in the sun. Be really careful with the citruses for photosensitivity. All right, next slide is elevation, the joyful blend. So this one, joyful, feeling inspired. I don't know, this one has my heart. I think between the two, if I had to say elevation and serenity, elevation is one that I got a little sample of, you guys, to start with. And I just had to have more. Like the moment I smelled it, I just felt this inner joyfulness. That's the only way I could say it. It's a joyful blend. I just felt this feeling of like that I hadn't felt in so long. So I am a huge fan of elevation for sure. It has tangerine, lavender. I'm gonna move this over to get all the ingredients. I don't know them all by heart. Clary sage, right? So for the hormones, Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang ylang, hoe wood, osmanthus, melissa, and lemon myrtle. Those are all crazy great oils, right? So you have the lavender for calming, the ylang ylang, you have the flowers, Hawaiian sandalwood. Like it is just, it's such a beautiful, Melissa is a powerhouse, right, of an oil. So it definitely has it all. Again, does have some of the citrus in it, be careful. But diffusing, one of my favorite diffusing blends is Elevation and Citrus Bliss together, equal parts, or putting it, you know, putting one in each palm, inhaling those are magic together. Yeah, that's highly recommend. And then the last one I want to talk about is Serenity. So Serenity is the restful blend. And I like this one. I feel like you can use it so many different ways. So for me, feelings of anxiety, I use it throughout the day. So just putting a drop, inhaling it. again, the hair, right? Putting it in your hair. In your diffuser, you can use that during the day, but there's a way to use it at night, which is really more what I use it for, the diffuser. Or if it's just feelings of anxiousness and feelings of stress all over the house, definitely get a drop or so in your diffuser, 3 drops maybe in your diffuser, just for that calming, tranquil, feeling. But having it at night, inhaling it at night, putting it on your pillow, bottoms of the feet, putting it on your ears, your earlobes, over your heart, just helps with that restful sleep, stops the chatter, the monkey mind. So lavender, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang ylang, Roman chamomile, marjoram, vetiver, super good. I like to even add a little extra vetiver to Serenity. Then vanilla bean, absolute, and Hawaiian sandalwood. Again, wonderful, wonderful blend of oils. So I know Karina is going to be talking next, and she and I share some of the same story with having feelings of anxiety and feelings of stress that have come up for us. So I'm going to leave this slide because she's going to share even more about Serenity and her story. And thank you guys so much for letting me, actually, we're going to go stay on that same one. There we go. Thank you for letting me share with you.
Thanks, Carrie. That was awesome. And to all Shannon and Leah, just fabulous. And thanks everyone who is hopping on with us live or is with us live or watching the recording. So I love all of the oils so much, and Serenity has been a really, really powerful oil for me and was one of the first ones that I used for mood management. And I really struggled with anxiousness, had a whole history of anxiety and in my family, and had, been on different medications for that for many years. And so Serenity was one that I just latched onto and really, really helped me during that time when I was first getting into the oils, which was really very much like a time like now, actually, at least for me it was, because of the downturn of the economy. We lost everything. We lost our home. We lost both of our jobs. We lost 5 properties that we owned. And my dad also passed away from cancer. So for me, it was just this really a time of loss and uncertainty. And so my stress levels were super, super high. So Serenity was like a little life raft, is how I describe it. And I still use it every day. I love it. I love it for sleep. I love it for stress. And really, it's one of these oils that, whether you're a baby for nap time, bedtime, an elderly person, it's just one of these oils that I think every single person can benefit. Even the dogs, the dog whisperer, Cesar Millan, uses Serenity for dogs with anxiety. So it's even your pets who get anxious can really benefit. So now there's the Serenity essential oil, and then there's also the Serenity soft gel. And the soft gel is really primarily for sleep. So it's a natural sleep aid that you can use with the oil. So it really works beautifully synergistically together. And so the oil, like Carrie said, you can diffuse it, you can put it on your body, especially before bed. I would recommend maybe 20 minutes before bed, putting that oil in your diffuser on your body, and then also taking the Serenity soft gel. And the soft gel helps with, occasional sleeplessness. It helps you to relax. It helps you to sleep. And what I love about it, because I've used a lot of natural sleep aids in the past, because I did struggle with sleep. That's anxiousness and having trouble sleeping often go hand in hand. And many of the natural sleep aids that I used, they had very strange herbal ingredients that would give me nightmares or really strange dreams. And that's really common, actually, with a lot of the herbs that are used for sleep. And what I love about the Serenity soft gel is it doesn't do that. It doesn't give you weird dreams. It doesn't make you groggy in the morning. And so you get a good night's sleep, but you're able to wake up and be refreshed. And I wanted to actually tell you what's in the soft gel, because it is a combination of essential oils and herbs, actually. And so the essential oils are lavender and German chamomile. And so lavender is, very calming, of course, to the nervous system. It helps reduce stress. The German chamomile is very calming with, anxiousness, tension, headaches. It helps your body to kind of reset and to heal. And then the herbal ingredients are L-theanine, which promotes pre-sleep relaxation, quality sleep without feeling groggy, and it actually improves your mood and calmness and alertness the next day. Lemon balm, which is calming, helps restlessness, and is actually used for focus, hyperactivity, hysteria, tension headaches, and rapid heartbeat due to nervousness. So that's the lemon balm. And then the passion flower is good for nervous stomach, for anxiousness, nervousness, drug withdrawal, hysteria, attention, hyperactivity, excitable heart palpitations, and an overactive mind. So it's just an amazing blend. Some people do use it during the day also. That is kind of maybe, I wouldn't say most, but it is kind of an off bottle use. But some people who really struggle with anxiousness will use it during the day. I personally just use it at night for sleep. And then I just wanted to speak briefly about some other essential oils that are really powerful for anxiousness. If you really struggle with feeling anxious and you want to try some other oils besides the Serenity, Melissa is a really powerful one. It's very good, especially if you're having kind of an attack where you just feel this anxiousness overcome you and you're trying to calm down. I like to use it internally, actually, on the roof of my mouth, put a drop on the thumb, right on the roof of the mouth, but inhaling it, getting it on the body is also a great way to use it. Sandalwood is just super calming and soothing and relaxing. It's a very spiritual oil. A lot of people use it for meditation and yoga. Of course, you know, in India, they use it. So it just has that very calming, grounding smell. I love it. I think it's the most amazing smell on men personally. So I think it's a great men's natural cologne, but that might just be me. I don't know. And then Clary Calm, I really feel like it's important to talk about Clary Calm for women because a lot of women going through hormonal changes have trouble sleeping, right? That's a real common issue, especially for us perimenopausal or menopausal women, right? That really affects our sleep. So really balancing our hormones, and that's another talk. And there are other oils, but this is like the one go-to oil that every woman should be using, no matter where you are in your hormonal cycle or in your age range, because it's going to balance our hormones and really support us. So I feel like this is a really good one to think about, especially if you know that your hormones are messing with your sleep. And then vetiver, Carrie mentioned vetiver, and I'm 100% in agreement. I love vetiver. I actually use Serenity and extra vetiver for my bedtime ritual, but you can also use it throughout the day. It's really grounding. It's really calming. And it's like this thick oil. It's really cool. And then Carrie also talked about balance, but I just want to bring it up because it can be a really good sleep oil. Oftentimes people use Serenity and Balance together. Some people really love the balance. You know, there's a little bit of trial and error with this, and also just what do you like? What works for you? Just like food, we don't all like the same things, right? Or maybe one day we really crave avocado, and the next day we want, you know, mangoes. So it's kind of the same thing with oils, right? You get to mix and match and play with them. So, and then lavender. You know, lavender is such a calming oil, and it's in the Serenity. It's in the Serenity soft gel, but it can also be used as a standalone for sleep, especially if let's say you don't have the Serenity on you, but you have the lavender. Definitely you can use that for bedtime and for sleep. And it's a very gentle oil. Frankincense is another one that is amazing for sleep. It's just very calming and supportive to the nervous system. And again, it's a very deeply spiritual oil. It's one I like to use every day, twice a day anyway. So before bed, a couple drops under the tongue or diffusing, rubbing it on the back of your neck and your heart. Just a great oil to think of for supporting you with stress and sleep. Okay, and now it is time for me to welcome the lovely Heather Satava. She is going to share with us the amazing adaptive system.
Thank you, Karina. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Heather. And tonight I get to talk about the adaptive system, which is relatively new in the doTERRA family. And thank you everybody for sharing all your wisdom already, because I was reminded of so many oils that I absolutely adore. And there's so many. And like Karina was saying, we get to choose based on what really resonates with our intuition. So I definitely invite you, after you collect all this information, to really listen to what works for you each time you reach for an oil. But the adaptive system is doTERRA's new, really clinically researched system. So they've done a lot of work with the individual oils and how they've formulated it to become the newest calming blend. So I'll have you go to the next slide. I just threw this in here so that we can just take a look. I don't want to spend a ton of time, but right now we do have a lot of stresses going on in our world. And so if you find yourself recognizing that you're feeling really extra moody or overwhelmed, or you're having low self-esteem, not able to make choices very easily, or avoiding situations, all of that is completely natural in our human journey. And to remember that we have some tools to support us. So those are great times to really reach for the oils and some other of the activities that are highlighted on the next slide. So these are all scientifically proven stress management techniques. Eating right, which Aaliyah mentioned earlier, being active every day, which is a little bit difficult. So make sure, right now we can't get out into the world a ton, but walking in your neighborhood, even for like 5 minutes, getting up and stretching, or a 2-minute dance party with yourself, jumping up and down, can really be helpful to oxygenate the blood and bring some fresh perspective to the mindset. And really permitting ourselves to unplug. I think this is our hardest time right now with being at home, homeschooling my children, being online for every aspect of business, and really taking that time away from the computer and stepping away to just say, wait, I get a chance to take those deep breaths like Shannon was guiding us at the beginning, just to really sink in, to see like, what is the inside of me telling me is the best thing for me to do right now. So allow yourself to take those breaks. Practicing mindfulness, which is again, just really centering in with our heart space and allowing the mind to quiet. And getting more sleep, as Karina just attested to. We have lots of tools for helping that. And one thing that I wanted to mention with that is really making sure your sleep space, along with the oils, is dark and quiet and free of technology as well. Next slide. So doTERRA has come up with a system. The adaptive system is something that right now we have, I think you just jumped past a slide, but right now they're focusing on the essential oils, and an app is created, which some of you may have, and I just wanted to talk about that briefly because it has been paused for a moment. And so just if you have it, just know you can still play with it, and it's coming back new and improved very soon. Okay, next slide. Thank you, Karina. So the adaptive capsules are the internal nutritional supplement that we can take to support with the adaptive line. And I kind of did this in reverse of how Karina did it with the oil and then the capsule, but they are very different because of the botanical that's in there. So sometimes when we're using the oil that is used for diffusing or applying topically, people will sometimes say, well, can I just take that internally? But the capsules are actually formulated very specifically for internal, and they have different ingredients. So they're made to synergistically work together, but they're not, they can't necessarily replace each other in terms of aromatic, topical, and internal usage. But down here in the ingredients, you can see that the beautiful oils that are present are the lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel. And then they're paired with the, I'm not sure I can say this, scaletium, which is a South African, did I say that right, Shannon? Okay, South African tribal succulent plant that's really held, it's like the knowledge holders of the South African tribes it's an ancient plant that really helps with calming and healing on an internal level. GABA is something that's naturally occurring inside of our bodies, but it helps our brain really tap into that relaxation state and calming, and the ahi flower is partnered with that as well. This can really help to improve mood and states of mind, and the whole name adaptive was designed to help us adapt to new situations or stressful situations. So there's no time like the present for us to be really reaching for adaptive to help us just kind of find our new pathway. Okay, we'll go ahead and next slide. This is just a slide which you'll have access to in the recording that I wanted to highlight that doTERRA has been doing clinical studies on the adaptive, and a lot of people have come back reporting how amazing the effects are. So that's really exciting for the scientific aspect of what doTERRA is doing for the world, and really allowing us to see how it's working inside of our body and getting more information on how the natural plants are partnering with our human systems. Next slide. Here is the calming blend. She's holding the bottle, and as we were talking about just inhaling out of the bottle, this 15 ml bottle was designed to be put in the diffuser or to be inhaled directly to out of the bottle. It helps to boost mood. It's very quick, as we were talking about with the emotional limbic system and the way that the oils process in our brain. It can happen very quickly. So just opening up the bottle, getting in the diffuser can really help shift the mood. And I know we'll hear more about diffusers shortly, but that's just such a great way to affect the whole environment, not just yourself. Next slide. The similar benefits here: increased feelings of tranquility, soothes and uplifts, but I just wanted to highlight that you can have the roller, which is the pre-diluted. And I liked this picture because it slips right into your pocket, super easy for on the go, easy to take with you. And this is diluted with the fractionated coconut oil, so it's really nice for the skin to put on your pulse points, behind your ears, just up and down your spine, easy to get on the body, and what's on our body goes into our body very effectively. Okay, next slide. This is the app. We're going to skip this right now, as I mentioned. The app has been put on hold, and the reason for that is doTERRA it's a very exciting app with a lot of research behind it, but doTERRA received a lot of feedback after the app was launched very recently, and it's so exciting. It's going to come back new and improved, but they really wanted to make sure that they were putting out a product that was super grounded and all the bugs were fixed. So they've kind of pulled it for now, but this is what it will look like. It's a beautiful app, and it's going to allow us to really have some mindfulness practices on the go, to partner with the adaptive oil, and to track with biofeedback how we're doing in improving in our mindfulness practices throughout our life. So it's very exciting, but it is on hold for the moment. I think that's my presentation. There's one more slide, but it also highlights the app. So thank you so much. It was great to be with you guys.
Yay, thank you so much, Heather. Okay, you guys, so I'm excited to go over the really super cool juicy deals doTERRA does. Every month, doTERRA throws us some fun promos, and this month is super special. So we're gonna go over a handful of them right now. The very first thing with the next slide is this free citrus twist. This is free if you have an LRP order and the loyalty rewards, if you've joined the loyalty rewards program. Super awesome for customers. This really is a gift that doTERRA gives to us. Last time I was in Target, they did not give me a gift because I spent a ton of money. I've just replaced some of those. So I actually don't shop with Target as much. I prefer to shop with doTERRA because they hook up super goodies. So as long as you place a 125 PV order on or before May 15th or the 15th of each month, doTERRA is going to throw you a freebie. And this month it's free citrus bliss. Now, for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about with 125 PV or LRP, no stress, talk to the person who invited you. Promise you they'll be excited to give you all the juicy details there. So with this freebie, with the next slide, we're going to kind of dive into it. This is a very rare oil blend. It's never been, it's actually never been available before, and we get it for free. So it's uplifting and cheerful. Again, we can inhale directly from the bottle, or we can diffuse it to boost that mood, that energy, rub on our belly to soothe an upset stomach, which is super exciting. We can apply to the bottoms of the feet to boost our immune system. So what a beautiful thing to have right now. I would have to say too, from what I haven't opened it up yet, but from what I understand is that it is citrusy with some spiciness to it. So I'm excited. I can't wait. Mine should be here any day. I was hoping to have it before today so I could share with you, but I talked to a friend and she loves it. So that's your freebie this month. The next slide, we're going to actually dive into this limited kit. So this is while supplies last. This is not a normal kit. And, you know, doTERRA really looks at what's going on in the world, and they want to make sure that we have the tools that we need to keep ourselves protected. And they called this one specifically the Protect Kit. So this is all about supporting our immune system and powerful cleaning in our homes, okay? This is actually 10% off if you purchase in the bulk. Now, this kit is $166 retail. It's wholesale $125. So just to kind of let you know, they're offering a 10% off of that. One of the cool things that you can do with this is on the next slide. We're going to kind of dive into a few of the things that you can do. How would you want to use this kit to boost your immune system? You can use the bergamot, the tea tree, or the on guard. Any of these, if you wanted to mix them, you could mix them. If you just wanted to play with them individually, feel free to do that. You guys get to really step into self-awareness, and you get to really step into customized wellness for you. So you can apply these oils to the pulse points and the bottoms of the feet 2 or 3 times a day to boost that immune system. You can take these in a capsule 1 to 2 per day to boost that immune system and to promote healthy cells. Super awesome, right? We want healthy cells, right? And then of course we can diffuse throughout the air to cleanse the air, right? To remove any kind of environmental threats that may be, that might affect our immune system in a negative fashion. With the next slide, we have a blank slide. Let's check next one. Oh. I can go over the other kits. I know I threw the slides in there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, a few technical difficulties. Hold tight. Maybe refresh the slide.
Do you want me to share my screen?
I just looked, for some reason it's not in mine that got downloaded. I'm so sorry. Does anyone else that could share? I stopped.
I have the PowerPoint open. I can share if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome, Aaliyah. Thank you. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I could totally go over them without seeing them, but it's so much fun to see the photos. So let's do that. And we're almost done, you guys. Oh, and I think we're going to wrap up on time.
Crystal got her citrus twist. I'm jealous. I can't wait to try mine. It hasn't got right yet. So, Crystal, type in the chat about it.
Okay. So a few more back. Okay. So this is non-toxic cleaning. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you guys for your patience with us right now. So this is the same kit that we just talked about, the Protect Kit, right? So we have powerful non-toxic cleaning. You guys, when I started doTERRA, I was in a very frugal place in my financial situation. I live in the Central Coast of California, and really, it's almost, I mean, unless you're making $80,000, $90,000, you're kind of in the poverty area in this area. And I was able to run a household on $35,000 a year. No kidding. And I used essential oils to clean, like doTERRA actually helped me save money and work with my financial situation in a very powerful way. Non-toxic cleaning, you do not have to go to the grocery store. doTERRA has got you covered. You can combine tea tree, bergamot, purify, and On Guard in a glass spray bottle. You can top it with water and use that as an all-purpose surface cleaning spray. It's very powerful and incredibly inexpensive. If you switch over to just a few non-toxic products that you make at home with maybe 5 minutes of your time and doTERRA essential oils, the average family can save up to like $800 a year, kid you not. So I'm obviously a little passionate about this. On Guard sanitizing mist as a convenient on-the-go mist. I walked my mom down to CVS today, and we used our On Guard sanitizing mist to sanitize everything before we even touched it. You can use it as a hand sanitizer as well as a surface cleaner. The tea tree bergamot purify is a beautiful oil, and On Guard, any and all of those in the diffuser, again, is going to help kill off a lot of that stuff that is airborne that could potentially damage your immune system and the way that it functions. So the Protect kit is pretty amazing. The next kit that they actually have is on the next slide, and this is the Respond kit. And we do want to respond powerfully to some of the stuff that's going on. And this one is about immunity again, reducing our stress, right? So perfect for our conversation today, as well as really supporting our respiratory system. So this particular kit, I have the price. So the Respond kit is retail. This is a $200 kit, but you can get it wholesale for $150. And again, doTERRA is actually offering 10% off of that while these supplies last. So with the next slide, we're going to dive into a few of the super awesome things that you can do with this kit. How can we support our airways? How can we support our lungs and our respiratory system right now? We can use any of these essential oils to apply to the chest, over the bridge of the nose. We can inhale from cupped hands. And all of that is going to open our airways and improve our breathing. The lemon essential oil, feel free to put it on topically as much as you want, but just make sure that anywhere you put it on topically or any citrus, you want to make sure that you're not going to be spending long times in the sun with that area exposed, because it can actually give us some photo sensitivity. So I know we've chatted about that a little bit. We just want you guys to use your oils like crazy, but not, you know, get an extra sunburn out there. Any and all of these oils together or individually diffused throughout the day, again, to cleanse that air and to open those airways. We use Breathe every night in our diffuser while we sleep. So, yep, next one. You're on it. Nope, back. Almost there, almost there. Two back. I think maybe I plugged an extra one in. One more. Okay, so yes. The reducing stress. So this is again with the Respond kit. We really kind of talked about a lot of the, you know, the adaptive. We touched on lavender a little bit, and then the copaiba. You guys, copaiba will blow your CBD products out of the water for a much less expensive monthly cost. Absolutely amazing. If you want more information about that, definitely contact Who Invited You. All of these, again, inhaled from cupped hands, diffusing to calm those anxious feelings. Lavender and copaiba in a gel capsule 1 to 2 times today will really soothe that mind and that nervous system, especially if you're experiencing some of the higher amounts of those emotions right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Those can actually even be taken at night with maybe even a little bit of Roman chamomile, and you'll get some really good sleep. So definitely good on that. Okay, next slide. And we went over this. Sorry, I threw that in there. Okay, so this item is a permanent fixture in our catalog. However, we have already sold out of the Pilot Portable Diffuser. It's sold out because it is so amazing. So don't stress. You will have an option to grab it if you want one. It's rechargeable and it's portable. So it's responsibly created with eco-friendly materials, which is, I find, very exciting. doTERRA really is shifting, still available in Canada. Thank you. Here in the US, we got to wait a little bit. So eco-friendly materials, doTERRA is really starting to shift and really start to take a lot of eco-friendly approaches to their packaging and lots of other things. So this is a dual port, so you have a USB port where you can actually plug it in to a car adapter. So you can actually plug it in at a desk, you can actually plug it in and have it in your car. You have this beautiful carry case, and it actually has a 12-month warranty. So super exciting things, you guys. And with the next slide, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you. I know the rest of my panelists, if you guys want to unmute. We would like to thank all of you for being here and joining us today. And do we want to answer a few questions or?
So I just want to say thank you, echo what Shannon said, and just really encourage you, if you are watching this webinar and you don't yet have essential oils, please reach out to who invited you, because they can help you get, the kits that Shannon shared with you, which are on sale this month. But there are some others as well, and so they can kind of go over that with you and just make sure that they customize and help you get what you need. If you are new to using essential oils, but you have your kit and you have questions about how do I get that month, because you can purchase them monthly and get more, you get the freebie like the citrus twist this month, but there's other benefits to those monthly orders. Again, reach out to whoever invited you and enrolled you, because they'll do that. So mute because my puppy is barking.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And you have the recording, and Aaliyah made that beautiful handout. I hope you all feel loved and well taken care of and well prepared.
And we'll be doing this in June. We're going to do traveling essentials, right? Is that our topic?
Summer essentials.
Not traveling, summer essentials.
If we can travel.
Not sure if we're traveling yet.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
I noticed
in the pipeline. That's in the pipeline. When we can travel, ladies and gentlemen, we have got your back.
Yes.
Yes, totally. Candace, I just noticed that you said you can't see some of the pages in the handout. It'll be sent out again tomorrow. And then if it's still not working, email one of us and we can help you with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
Bye.